JT Wilcox, Larry Bluestein.
You
That's the
showed
guy.
off. You showed off.
Right, that's it right there. AutoNation Gridiron Report. We're back here on Wednesday like usual, but our radio show where you'll hear me and Blue right here is on Thursday, tomorrow night, 560 WQAM. Make sure to tune in. Have a great show. Blue, South Florida Express Tryouts this past weekend. We were there, wall-to-wall coverage, 2-day event. Took place at MacArthur High School. Countless kids out there.
Well, I call it the trickle-down effect because you start with 255 kids, you work your way down to 40 or 50, then those kids that got cut from that practice go to the next one, then to the next try. We'll be seeing these same faces for the next 5 weeks, but that's a good thing because, especially here in South Florida, you have so much talent that, you know, JT, I don't have to tell you that every week, even though the kids who've been discarded and put to another program, they still come out and shine. And then last year, the year before, the Fire actually beat the Express.
Right. So
a couple times.
It's always competitive. Good to see.
Yeah.
A lot of impressive kids. We have great highlights, 1-on-1s, 7-on-7s, highlight packages galore from the South Florida Express. But 3 kids that stood out. One is Khalil Lewis from Miramar.
Yeah, on his way to West Virginia, surprise, surprise. A tremendous athlete. You know, we didn't really get a chance to watch him a lot last year. Miramar kind of would go out and score a lot of points one time, and then we'll go see them, and they didn't score the next time. Then they'd use their running game. They had so much talent, they had to keep everybody happy. Khalil is one of those guys. He stretches the field, tremendous athlete. I like him. He gets the ball at the highest point, and he's one of these guys who's going to be awfully tough to cover. And, you know, going into a conference like that now and following, you know, with his coach there, but he has that familiarity, and the coach, sometimes that's the best thing because your high school coach coaching you in college could, you know, point out some things to the position coach that'll definitely help. You know, he's another set of eyes for you.
Right, now another wide receiver, another young guy, Chris Cotto from Hollandale. He looked very good on film. Tell us about him.
Yeah, he's been more than good on film. I mean, last year as a sophomore, a 2016 kid, really, if you look at the first 7 games when Hollandale was leading the state with a 59-point-something average, it was him. This kid would go long. He would beat you deep. He's 6'1.5", 6'2". He's got some size. He learns. He just has to be a little bit more physical, but that's going to come in. He plays on special teams. If you need be, he punts for you. Very valuable. I've talked along the last year how much talent that Hallandale has in the underclass, and this is one of them. This is a good representative. This is a 2016 kid who's going to make a huge impact this offseason, and I'm looking forward to it.
Right, now this next guy he's a brother. He got Elijah and Elisha Daniels at Cardinal Gibbons. Great athletes, both of them, but we're talking about Elijah today.
Elijah's a player. I mean, this is a kid who was a quarterback at Westminster Academy in Fort Lauderdale. Now he makes the move over to Cardinal Gibbons. You know, I look at he and his brother, I think, and I was telling the offensive coordinator at Cardinal Gibbons, Matt DeBuck, I said, these are 2 kids that will not only outwork everybody, but they're talented, they're great kids, they go to class, they get the grades, they do everything it's going to take, and they're only sophomores. And that's what I'm saying. An event like this, you could have a 9th grader or even an 8th grader in a couple of cases. There was a couple of 8th graders who looked pretty darn good. You know, one of them, Pat Sertain III, who you could see he's going to be a big time. And then Quincy Wilson's brother was out there as well, young kid in the 8th grade as well. But these are kids who are going to be on the horizon. But imagine being a 14-year-old 8th grader knocking heads with a senior. A kid is going to be a senior. I mean, and they did it, and they compete. And see, that's where we're at. I don't think you can go to places like Minnesota or the New York State.
They're playing hockey.
Yeah,
they're playing hockey.
Find this competition. A 9th grader is going to shy away from a senior, believe me. But that's what you had, and I'll tell you, JT, it was a lot of fun. Like you said, you could see it all over South Florida High School Sports.com. We had interviews, we had individual interviews, we had one-on-one battles, as you mentioned. We uncovered the best football talent right here. I like it.
All right, so 3 kids, South Florida Express Tryouts. We got all the coverage. Be sure to check it out in the video section. Also, don't forget, vote for that Scholar Athlete of the Month right up here. One from Dade, one from Broward. Get those nominations in. This is Larry Bluestein, JT Wilcox, AutoNation Gridiron Report.